Use long division to evaluate the integral. So here we have x cubed minus 4x minus 10 divided by x squared minus x minus 6 dx going from 0 to 1. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do long division. So we have x squared minus x minus 6, and we're going to divide that into x cubed. We're going to write out our missing term for the x squared, so that's 0x squared, minus 4x minus 10. So what do we need to multiply by x squared to get x cubed? Well, that is x, and then we're going to multiply it back through. X times x squared is x cubed, x times minus x is minus 1x squared, and x times minus 6 is minus 6x. Now we're going to subtract, meaning we're going to change the signs. So when we add, we get x squared, or 1x squared, plus 2x. And then we're going to bring down the minus 10. So what do we need to multiply by x squared to get x squared? Well, that answer is 1. So 1 times x squared is 1x squared. 1 times minus x is minus 1x. And 1 times minus 6 is minus 6. And then we're going to change our signs. So we end up getting 3x minus 4 as our remainder. So therefore, this is what we're going to get as our answer. X plus 1 plus 3x minus 4 divided by x squared minus x minus 6. Okay? Now, if you look here, we can factor this x squared minus 6. Okay, so how can we factor that? Well, we know that when we factor this, we know that x squared minus x minus 6, we know this is minus 6 and minus 1. What two numbers can we multiply to get negative 6? When we add, we get negative 1. Well, that's 2 and negative 3, so this factors to be x plus 2 times x minus 3. So therefore, this becomes x plus 1 plus 3x minus 4 over x plus 2 times x minus 3. So that's what we're going to write up here. So this is going to equal, going from the integral 0 to 1, of x plus 1 plus 3x minus 4 all over x plus 2 times x minus 3 dx. Okay, so what do we know? Well, we know that we already have this integral here. We have going from 0 to 1. We know that we have an x and we have plus 1. But now we need to figure out this part here, which becomes a separate problem. Okay, so that means that we have the following. We have 3x minus 4, which is equal to over x plus 2 times x minus 3. Okay, and so that's going to equal a numerator over x plus 2 plus another numerator over x minus 3, because we got to convert this into a partial fraction. So we have a and then we have b. Okay, so now we're going to multiply each, let's see here, we're going to multiply each term by the LCD, which is x plus 2 times x minus 3. X plus 2 times x minus 3, x plus 2 times x minus 3. We eliminate that entire denominator, we eliminate the x plus 2 in that term, and then we eliminate the x minus 3 in that term. Alright, so now let's go ahead and then solve the systems of equations. So we have 3x minus 4, which is equal to a times x minus 3 plus b times x plus 2. And then we're going to distribute both variables. So we have 3x minus 4, which is equal to ax minus 3a. Distribute the b. This is plus bx plus 2b. And now let's write out the systems of equations for the terms. So we have all the x terms. We have the following equations. We have a plus b, which is equal to 3. And then our second equation is going to be the constant. So we have minus 3a plus 2b equals negative 4. So we can eliminate whichever variable that we want. And so I'm choosing to eliminate a because I already have a negative here. So I'm going to multiply the first equation by positive 3. That gives us 3a plus 3b, which is equal to 9. And then we're going to keep this one the same. That's negative 3a plus 2b, which is equal to negative 4. Eliminate the a's, we get 5b, which is equal to 5. And therefore we know that b is equal to 1. And so now if we want to solve for a, we know that b is 1. Subtracting 1 to both sides, a is going to equal 2. So what does that mean? Well, that means the following. That means now we know that a up here is equal to what? So we have a over x plus 2 plus b over x minus 3, which then means that we would have 2 over x plus 2, and we know that b is 1, which is 1 over x minus 3. So now we're going to rewrite that over here. So that means we're going to get plus 2 over x plus 2 plus 1 over x minus 3, and that whole thing is dx. Okay, so now let's evaluate each integral. So we're going to go from 0 to 1 of x dx plus 0 to 1 of 1 dx plus factor out the 2, 0 to 1 of 1 over x plus 2 dx, and then again plus 0 to 1 of 1 over x minus 3 dx. So now let's go ahead and evaluate. So what is the antiderivative of x? Well, it's going to be 1/2 times x squared going from 0 to 1. Plus the antiderivative of 1 is x, so it's going to be x going from 0 to 1. Plus 2 times the antiderivative of 1 over x plus 2 is the natural log of the absolute value of x plus 2 going from 0 to 1, plus the antiderivative of 1 over x minus 3 is the natural log of the absolute value of x minus 3 going from 0 to 1. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and then evaluate. So we have 1/2 times 1 squared minus 0 squared plus 1 minus 0 plus 2 times the natural log of 1 plus 2 minus the natural log of 0 plus 2, and then plus the natural log of absolute value of 1 minus 3 minus the natural log of the absolute value of 0 minus 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and simplify. We have 1/2 times 1 squared minus 0, which is just 1. So that's going to be 1/2 plus 1 minus 0 is 1 plus we're going to distribute the 2, so this is going to be 2 times the natural log of 1 plus 2 is 3, and the absolute value of 3 is positive 3, minus distributing the 2. 0 plus 2 is 2, and the absolute value of 2 is 2, so that's minus 2 times the natural log of 2. Over here, this is plus the natural log of 1 minus 2 is negative 2, but the absolute value of negative 2 is 2. And then minus the natural log of 0 minus 3 is negative 3, and the absolute value of negative 3 is 3. So are there any things that we can combine? Well, we know that we have 1/2 plus 1. So that's the same thing as 1/2 plus 2 over 2. Plus, let's see here, we have the natural log of 3. So 2 times the natural log of 3 minus 1 times the natural log of 3, because that's a 1 in front of there. And then minus 2 times the natural log of 2 plus the natural log of 2. So we can combine these. We can combine these, and then we can combine those two. So let me rewrite this. This should be 2 over 2. So that should give us 3/2. Plus 2 minus 1 is just the natural log of 3. Minus 2 plus 1 is minus the natural log of 2. And therefore this would become 3 over 2 plus the natural log of 3 over 2. And therefore there is our result.